the point when I was in secondary school, I had a ton of these encounters. At the house my father lived in at that point, it was truly old, implicit the mid-1800s. There were a lot of times I'd be sitting in the lounge room and distinctly hear the cupboards opening and shutting in the kitchen. It was simply me and my father that lived in the house, and you could plainly see when his room entryway was closed and he was snoozing, yet at the same time hear it. Typically my father worked 7 to 3 yet infrequently worked a PM or overnight move. One night he was working until 11, I was 17 at that point. Around 8 or somewhere in the vicinity, I'm sitting in my room playing Borderlands, and think I hear strides coming from the parlor, which was neighboring my room, and expect my father's home early. Return to playing Borderlands. I continue to hear the means, so I stop the game and tune in, and the strides are simply gradually walking forward and backward between the front room and the kitchen, in a consistent beat. I laid in bed frightened shitless, and really checked the means. Each time it took 15 speeds to the lounge room, 15 back to the kitchen. Obviously I didn't screwing rest that evening. Had one more circumstance at my mother's home. Around 2 years preceding this, out of the blue my morning timer would go off at 12 p.m. consistently. I accepted it was busted and disposed of it. Quick forward 2 years, my mother gets another, fresh out of the box new morning timer for my room, likewise when I was 17. Abruptly, caution goes off at 12 p.m. I didn't consider anything, it turned it off. Happened again the following evening, and afterward my sister pointed out the bygone one I had that did it. So I checked and ensured no cautions were set. Twofold checked at 11:56. Sufficiently sure. After 4 minutes my caution goes off. Blown a gasket, I tossed it out. That one night from now was my father's night to have me. I had a mate of mine over and my father was working that evening. He left for work around 2 a.m. and my companion had brought over an iPod dock to tune into music on. Didn't have the clock set or anything. My companion remained unaware of the last couple evenings, so I realized he wasn't simply screwing with me. So around 2 minutes after my father leaves, we hear a morning timer coming from my room. I went in, and you know how on the off chance that you simply plug in a clock without setting it, the numbers simply flicker on and off. Well, it was doing that. When I got it, the clock set itself to 12 o'clock and afterward killed without help from anyone else.